Last time on Cyberphile, we faced off with not one, but two deadly bosses, the Mad Alchemist and the Kraken Cyclops, coming out victorious both times. Welcome back, Cyber Nation. Welcome back to another episode of From Depths, my 100% walkthrough, playthrough, whatever you want to call it, but it's enhanced by lore of Salt and Sanctuary. So here we go. So this is the only indication that we get that maybe the Sunken Keep is from Livin. I talked about it a little bit in the last episode, how the background looks pretty similar to the Village of Smiles. So the other thing is that we have Vilehawks, and we know that Vilehawks are forest tribes outside Livin. So that's another indication that maybe, just maybe, the Sunken Keep is or was once in Livin. Down here we can grab a couple items. As you know, I'm all about collecting it all, even if we won't be using it. So let's see, yeah, we can't get back up there, we'll have to loop around. Alrighty, we've looped back around, and now we're going to make some progress. First we gotta get past these wretch feeders, though. Good thing I got this crossbow. This is why it's always good to have a ranged option on your hands. Never know when you might need it. Alrighty, so we're just climbing up here. Whoa, holy crap, okay. Gotta be careful with that. There's some sort of glitch that does that sometimes if you're not... If you hold down a direction while you're doing the downward slam with a spear, sometimes it'll just take you wherever it damn well pleases. So we need to be a little careful with that. And honestly, we're pretty close to where the next boss is. And in fact, this is how you skip that boss, by using this key. So let's head up here first, and we'll double back around, I think. This will open up this alternate entrance into here. Just a little safe spot for us. And then heading up this way will allow us to progress, but I'm not about to let the boss down here live. There he is. Whoa, okay. I guess he was very eager to get into the fight. So here we have the False Jester. Now, if you remember from way back after we defeated the Sodden Knight, the Masterless Knight, the guy who wants to head to the castle and defeat the dragon, he spoke about a jester that knows how to get to places no one else can. So the False Jester is actually a Kraken, because he's not the real Jester, thus his name, and he changed form to try and get hapless adventurers to seek him out instead of the real Jester. People are like, oh, the Jester knows how to get places, well I better find him. And that's actually what we're doing, but we've met with the False Jester instead. And he's not too terribly difficult a boss, as you can tell. It's just a little, one of my first couple times that I fought him, I had a tough time. I think it's just because he's pretty aggressive. But just roll and attack, and you're usually in good shape. So, with the False Jester downed, we can now go meet the real Jester. And there's a creed that we'll talk about later that have pretty high standings of either the False Jester or the Jester we're about to meet, and I think very highly of him. So just keep these Jesters in the back of your mind for when we get there. Greetings, friend, you've come to chatter. From where I sit, you seem the matter. Fork, spoon, knife, and a drowned man's wife. Where I come from, in is out, down is up, and up is down. Plate, cup, bowl, and a broken widow's soul. Would you like this rich perspective? Trust me, lord, it's quite authentic. Elbow, jaw, knee, and a grave beneath the sea. Yes, please. Fear not, then, extend your hand. There is great power in a brand, white, searing, hot, and an iron-forged thought. And here we're given our first brand. And brands enable us to use special abilities. And we got the Vertigo brand. Seek and find the hollowed stones. What comes next? I trust you'll know. Fate, faith, fade, and calm beneath the shade. So, what he gave us, first let's get his equipment, here we go, is the Vertigo brand, which allows us to utilize these obelisks to turn upside down for a short period of time. Alter gravity. And that is absolutely necessary for what's to come. Now, you can actually cheat. There's a way that you can get past certain parts without certain brands, but we're not going to cover those here. Instead, we're just going to take our Vertigo brand, unlock this way. I think this leads up through the Festering Banquet. So it's just one big loop. The Festering Banquet was the area where the Sodden Knight resided. But now we've got our Vertigo brand, so we can double back this way. And we can head up this way now. And that leads us through Bandits Pass. Actually, before we do head through Bandits Pass, I'm gonna double back around and grab this item. But firstly and foremostly, I'm gonna go hit a couple areas that have that upside down obelisk and see what items that we can gather. The first of which is underneath the Festering Banquet. Alrighty, so back here is an obelisk that we passed quite a long time ago. So let's see where this leads, shall we? Here we go, we got the Onyx gear. And man, it's some cool looking gear too. I think it's gonna weigh us down too much if we put it on. Yeah, we'll fat roll for sure, but it's so cool looking. Maybe once we get a little bit more endurance, we can equip that set. Because I don't want to have fat roll to worry about. There's another obelisk that we can get to at the top of Festering Banquet, so I'm going to head up that way. Alrighty, and here we are. Up at the top here, there's an obelisk that we can use to get a couple more items. Just gotta be very careful not to fall. Where's this guy going? So we'll go this way, and then this way, and then we can get up on top and we'll have to face off with another Bronze Kraken Knight. And he'll have a special item for us. As they tend to. There we go. I think we got him. There we go. Yep. Got the sparkling ring. And I think this is a magic user's ring, so... Okay, increase healing power. So not really something that great, but... Gotta get it all. Up here, though, we can get the Cavalier's gear, which is also really cool heavy armor that we can't even equip yet. Look at that. Badass. Maybe once we get a little bit more endurance, we'll be able to equip some of this cooler gear. Now this guy actually has the Queen of Smiles armor too. So, see, we've got plenty of gold now, so let's go ahead and buy all of the Sodden Knight's gear. I told you we'd have more than enough money than we know what to do with once we came back through. Also, still a little heavy, but maybe in the future, once we get some more endurance. Alrighty, so we've made our way back through to Bandits Pass. And we are going to do a little bit of exploring here, and we will soon make it to our next sanctuary. Bandits Pass is probably a road leading somewhere in or around Ascaria, as Ascaria is known for the bandits that sometimes patrol its paths. And gotta be careful, because this guy comes from the Red Hall of Cages, and he can be tough if you're not careful. There we go. Got very dark down there all of a sudden. So Bandits Pass, like I said, sometimes bandits wander in and around Ascaria, and so you need to be kind of careful if you're traveling by foot. Luckily, you can pay them off, and some will even work as mercenaries if they're looking for more honest work. But Bandits Pass is a relatively small area. There's not even a boss of Bandits Path. Ooh, the chain. I do like the chain hauberk. And it is heavy, right? Class 1 heavy armor. I think I like it more than what we've got. Didn't we get chain gloves at some point, too? I don't know, I think we're about to get the rest of the chain gear. So let's just make some progress. There's a lot of traps in and around Bandits Pass. Likely to try and nab some unwary travelers. So as you can see all of the tripwires there. You can either try and jump it, or you can actually walk through traps. Not a lot of people know that you can actually walk past the tripwires. Not always the easiest thing to do though, especially when they're on tiny little platforms that you have to try and land on. So let's just be careful. And there we go. I've got a bloated monstrosity. Nothing we haven't faced before. There we go. And this will take us up Bandits Pass a little bit. There it is. Alrighty, another trap here, just an arrow trap. We'll just jump it. And then down here is very dark, but actually nothing to be afraid of. In fact, there's just more chain gear down here. It's the helmet. And the gauntlets. Do want to put the gauntlets on. I like to match, damn it. And then, I think there's boots up here somewhere? I think that's what this is. Oh, no. Oh, our first poleaxe. Finally. I said I wanted to do a poleaxe build. Well, now I've finally got my first poleaxe. So, let's equip that, if we can. Yeah, it gives us a decent boost in attack power, too, since we've been sort of speccing towards it. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, it scales pretty well with both strength and dexterity. Better than the little spear we've been using. Ooh, it's pretty big, too. Neat. Let's see. Seems to have a similar moveset to the spear. The downward stab is different. Seems mostly similar to the spear. We'll take it. So, heading right will take us to their next location, but I'm going to head left because that will lead us back to a sanctuary where I can spend my well-earned salt. Actually, I don't want to take all of these enemies on at once, so... Ooh, okay, there's the difference of the poleaxe. Ouch. And that's the heavy attack doesn't do that little step forward. Instead, it looks like it might have its own little combo. Oh no, just a quick little stabby stab. Gotta be careful because those guys, the Hammer Brothers there, Axe Brothers, ooh, will kill you if you're not careful. That combo is very deadly. We are now out of flasks, so we need to be very careful. Luckily they go down without too much trouble, but if they get you in that combo, you can kiss your ass more or less goodbye. You were lucky to get out of there. Perfect. With all of those raiders gone, a bit of raider gear too, no less. Also heavy armor. I don't know. I like showing off my chest. Keep the chain stuff. And then over here is a pile of bodies. No doubt from the bandits. Many enemies in this little tiny area. Alrighty. And there's actually a hidden area up here in the trees that we can access. Grab a couple more items. Nothing wrong with that. And then this will lead us back through to one more area that we can access thanks to our obelisk ability. And you may remember this area. This area should look kind of familiar, because we've been here once before. There we go. We've got the Storm Ring, yet another magic user ring that we won't be using. But this actually is just to the right of the Festering Banquet, and in here is the Sanctuary to Devara. So, we're going to do some leveling up, and then we're going to head through Bandits Pass once more to head to our new area on the next episode of From the Depths with Cyberphile. Don't miss it. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Cyberphile content, and if you like this video, show me with that little thumbs up button. If you liked this video, you might like one of my other videos. You can click right on the boxes to jump to them. Cyberphile, offline.